The following podcast is an RMG media production.
Hey guys, Sydney here on the Renaissance podcast. I'm really excited because on August 1st, tickets to the Renaissance Women's Summit go on sale. You guys have heard me recently talk about our conference, which is different, that the conference is taking place on December 6th in Charleston, 2023. But we have our flagship reoccurring annual summit, which happens in Nashville each February in partnership with Vanderbilt University's The Wondery, which is Vanderbilt's Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. It's coming back. We are back. The date for the Nashville event is February 24th, 2024. This will be the third one that we've done in Nashville, the fourth one in total if you count our Charleston event. And tickets to our Charleston event actually are a quarter of the way sold out. We still have about 6 months to go until that conference comes to fruition, and I'm so excited about it. But I wanted to go ahead and tell you guys that August 1st is the day for our Nashville Summit tickets to go on sale. So you can go to therenaissancewomensummit.com to secure your early bird tickets that are on sale August 1st. You don't want to miss it, you guys. This is the most incredible day for women entrepreneurs to come together, learn from each other, grow, and just help each other get where we want to be in our businesses. We talk all things social media marketing, how to grow your social media following, how to work with influencers, how to instill different freelancers into your company, different ways to get yourself on podcasts, how to figure out when you need to hire, who you need to hire, and just all the tips and tricks and insights on how to grow your business. This is going to be an incredible day, and I'm so excited. So again, get your tickets on August 1st at therenaissancewomensummit.com. I'll see you guys there. Welcome to the Renaissance Podcast, a podcast for Renaissance women
and men
who want to create a modern-day renaissance in their life and business.
We interview some of the most successful entrepreneurs and share their unique stories.
Are you ready to create your renaissance?
Podcast. Hey, everyone. We have two special guests, Ashley McDuffie and Marisa Bates here. Marisa, this is your first podcast?
Yes, it is. I'm very excited to be here. Yeah, ever.
Wow.
I know.
How does it feel?
Making big moves over here.
Yeah, this is it. This is as good as it gets.
I know, right? The Renaissance Podcast, like that's best of the best.
So Sydney made a whole outline because she was unable to be on this podcast. And it's the week of July 4th. So we were off Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. Yesterday was Wednesday, but it felt like a Monday and we're all over the place. So we're just kind of winging this episode.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I did not look at the document that Sydney prepared. However, I know what we have to talk about because there's quite a few things to talk about.
Yeah.
And so we're going to just have a fun time. We're going to ramble on some things. We're going to talk threads. I think that's kind of my favorite thing to talk about.
But I kind of have a controversial opinion about threads.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Well, I'm excited to get into that.
Yeah.
But first things first, we have to congratulate Ashley on her recent promotion to VP of social media.
Yes.
Freaking baller move.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm a little nervous about it. Like, I feel like I have imposter syndrome a little bit. Like, I'm so excited and I'm like so honored and so grateful. But I'm so scared of like messing up and just like messing it up. And I'm like, oh, like I feel a little young to like be in a position like that. But I'm also like, I know I've worked hard for it. Like I know I can crush it, but it's kind of nerve wracking being in a leadership position like that.
I get that 100%. And me in my role, I don't ever even think that I'm in my role. Yeah. I don't even believe that it's real. So I 100% get that. But also, there's no one more deserving than you in that position.
Absolutely.
And it only made sense in our eyes. So for the people listening, VP of Social, Sydney and I had many conversations, and just throughout the business coaching of this year, we noticed gaps in the company where we really needed assistance on the team kind of management level. And you're an absolute killer. I mean, you've lived the core values. You understand Sydney on like a level that's even close to me as her brother. And it's like, you get it. So you just understand the vision. All of your clients are always happy. You're organized as hell. You're way more organized than Sydney and I, and you're an executor. So like, it only made sense to create this position for you. And it's all kind of a fun Renaissance restructure that we're going through yet again. So that's really, really exciting.
Yeah,
and then
I'm excited. I'm very grateful.
Oh yeah, well, keep going. Talk about
that
it.
was it.
Too.
That was all I had to say.
I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah.
Sorry. But no, we're stoked. It's awesome. And then we have Marisa, who just joined the team like a month ago. How long has it been? A few weeks?
It's been about a month now. I can't believe it's been that long.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's been so great.
But you took over as an account manager, fresh on the team, fresh on the scene.
Yeah.
Agency experience, joined Renaissance. You were very happy, very excited. I think right as you joined, we went on vacation. Was something like that, right?
Yeah, you guys went to, I think,
We were in
Florida the week after.
Yeah.
And then
So
my
that
sister
was-
is having a baby that week.
Yeah, so you
that was
joined-
crazy.
It was like a chaotic week to join, but you did it, and you're kicking ass, and you're really having
Thank
a good
you.
time here. And we noticed the work that you're already bringing to the table, so it's a ton of fun. We're excited to have you on the team.
I am so excited to be at Renaissance. You know, I've been looking for an agency that was the right fit for me for a while. Not just, being able to like showcase my skills, but also the energy around me. And I finally found that here at Renaissance. It's such a positive, fun work environment. And you guys, the work we all put out here is phenomenal. And I'm so honored to be a part of it.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
It really is fun to work here. Like we have fun. Like we get shit done, but like we have a lot of fun while we do it.
Yeah, we were just talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
How it does, like, if you look at like our Instagram, you see it's like fun and it's bank and whatever, and there are like some misconceptions because like at the end of the day,
even
we do
if you
have
listen to
work.
the podcast, you're like, oh, they just talk about cool things and
Yeah.
then they do cool things on social media. But like the reality of it is like we get shit done. We
Right.
work really hard.
Yeah, everything's like a massive pivot. There's always fun things happening with clients.
Yeah.
We're working on a massive, launch coming up with a client of ours where it's a big collaboration between two massive brands. And it's a beast. I mean, even today, things are getting pushed back. We're having to re-edit things and reassemble the content calendar. Because as social media managers, we all plan things out months in advance. Like that is the key. And that's another reason why Ashley got promoted, because she's a big planner. And that's part of her life, and she's really good at it. So it's a big part of our lives to plan everything out. And then when you have like a big promotional asset that we're going to leverage on social to help build our awareness and following and everything, and we're like, okay, let's just push it back. That's fine. We're fine. Then you have a bigger disruption to the force, like Threads launching out of fucking
Yes.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It just dropped. I had no clue what was going to happen.
No, like there's no build up to that. They were like,
No.
hey, here's a new platform.
Yeah.
And
I know.
we're launching in 12 hours. Like,
Yeah.
here we go.
It's so funny to me. And like, I've been on it all day when I can be, just to see it, and it's blowing up. Zuckerberg threaded. I want to say tweeted. Like, I want to say
Yeah, I
he
think
tweeted,
so.
but it's not Twitter. It's
Yeah.
Thread. I don't know how you how do you describe the action of doing it?
Yeah, that's interesting.
He threaded?
Well, you know what's weird is like before we had social media, like these words didn't exist. Like
Right.
15 years ago, maybe more like 20 years ago, like the word tweet is now a noun.
Yeah.
Like, did you tweet? Did you Instagram? Instagram's a noun and a verb.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, tweeting is a noun and a verb.
Yeah.
Like, isn't like that's weird.
It
like
is weird.
social media has like
Very.
created its own language,
Yeah,
essentially.
it has. Graham, like all of these words.
TikTok.
Yeah.
TikToking.
Yeah. All of it.
Yeah.
You know what was funny? My mom, she's a big grammar person, and it was so funny because we say up level all the time, and she was like, up level's not a word. And I'm like, it 100% is a word. Like, there's no way that it's not. I didn't do much research. I don't know when that word was created, but she was like, that's not the right, it's level up. And I'm like, up level is 100% a word.
Yeah.
So we got into a whole argument about that.
My mom's a big grammar person too. Like
Oh,
she
yeah.
hates when people say my bad. She says
bad.
that's like improper grammar.
Ah,
Yeah.
what would be my mistake?
Yeah.
Pardon
I don't
me.
know. Yeah. Like, sorry. I don't know.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
little colloquialisms or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. So I saw like they have 30 million users already. Probably over
that.
30
That's
million
insane.
users. It's wild.
Yeah.
In 12 hours.
Yeah.
Like we launched and now we're just here and everyone's on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I woke up and was having some fun with it.
I'm curious to see how that's going to affect Twitter moving forward too.
Yeah. I think it's going to cause big issues. I mean,
I feel like Twitter's already kind of dying a little bit. Like
Yeah.
I've had a Twitter ever since I was in the 9th grade, but I haven't had it like downloaded on my phone. Like I haven't had the app on my phone
Yeah.
in a year and a half probably.
It's funny. Last week, I for some reason had to download Twitter. I don't know why, but for some reason I was forced to download it. I guess because maybe I wanted to like look at a tweet or something, and I couldn't view it unless I downloaded the app. Then I had to create an account. I haven't had a Twitter account since I was in probably like high school or something, like freshman in high school. And I downloaded, and I was like, maybe I'll use this. Kind of fun. Like there's like a lot of comedians on there. I like that. They all tweet funny
good
stuff.
for news too.
A lot of news, quick.
Or like my roommate will look it up if we're watching like The Bachelor or Bachelorette or like a TV show and like what everybody's saying about it.
Yeah.
Like that's cool. Like that's how people use it. But
it's, I mean, I thought that maybe I would get on and start using it. But now that Threads came out, I'm like, I don't care to use Twitter. I don't care for this.
Yeah. I don't really think people care what I have to say in that aspect. Like if you go back and like look at your tweets from 9th and 10th grade, they are embarrassing. Like
luckily I deleted mine. So
mine's still out there.
Nobody needs to see that.
No, I deleted my tweets as well.
Embarrassing,
that was a bad move.
Things on me, just go look at my Twitter because it's like random song lyrics or just like random quotes. I don't know. I just like, unless you're like a news person or like a comedian, like I don't really see the need for normal people to have Twitter.
Well, and this is where it's getting interesting because you're already signed up if you have an Instagram account. So you literally, and you can automatically follow all of your followers from Instagram. It's you can like hit a button and it'll automatically follow everyone. I opted to not do that because I'm like, I already follow too many people that I do not care about. I'm not going to make that mistake again. But it's interesting. So I'm just going to pull it up. Like you can, so it's one feed and it's basically just showing, I mean, everyone's going viral. Everyone's freaking out. And it's kind of interesting. I kind of like it. But the thing that's the most interesting to me is that it's pretty much seamless between Instagram and Threads. So I wonder what that process was like in their minds of saying, hey, we're going to create a completely separate app. Clearly, like there's this beef with Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg going on.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell is happening there. I don't even really want to engage
What role
it.
does Adam Mosseri?
He's the CEO of Instagram.
Yeah, so like what role does he play in all of this?
I don't know. I don't know
because
much.
his name hasn't been thrown out. Like when I was watching the news yesterday morning and then last night, NBC Nightly News, like the names thrown out are like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. No one's talking about Adam. So I was just curious, like what's he saying about it?
Yeah, he's not really like, I guess people just view Zuckerberg as like the trigger man to like call the shots. And then Adam Mosseri is just kind of like, I mean, he just makes those videos and gives us all updates and lets us know what's happening within Instagram. So yeah, I guess he doesn't catch any heat because everyone's just like, oh, this was Zuckerberg's idea kind of thing. But it is interesting because like everything, you already have an account, you're already signed up. All of your followers are pretty much there already. Mm-hmm. You're already engaging with an audience that you pretty much engage with. What is weird to me is that they created a second app. It's like almost interesting that like they didn't just create a Threads tab that would have interacted like a traditional feed.
Instagram.
I get why they wanted to keep it separate because like I genuinely think that Zuckerberg is actually trying to like take down Elon Musk and Twitter. Like I genuinely think he's like, I'm trying to take down Twitter right now because it's weak. I mean, Twitter is a super weak link. That's why Elon was able to buy it. Like it's just, no one gave a shit about that platform at all.
No.
So it's interesting to me, but I do see a lot of businesses on there, even in the Nashville space, a lot of businesses getting on there and they're posting stuff. And then you can also like share your threads to your story. It's like kind of like like a better version of Instagram Notes, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And Wendy's is already on there talking shit to McDonald's, which is hilarious.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
So
I love
good.
it.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, at first I was going to come on here and be like, no one's going to use it. It's a dying app like Clubhouse. But I will say I do think Mark Zuckerberg has a lot of power.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk is very controversial. Not that Mark Zuckerberg isn't. Like, he can be kind of controversial too. But I see it being beneficial for businesses in terms of like sharing quick updates. Like you said, you know, like reposting to your story, because at the end of the day, like, it's like, even if say there's a snowstorm and like all these restaurants close on like a random day.
Yeah.
Even for us as a social media agency, we're having to go in, make a branded story.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
make it look pretty, get it approved by the client, then get it posted. Whereas if you have a thread, you can just, hey, we're closed today,
Right.
or we're closed until this point.
Right.
Like,
And then you can just share that thread directly to your story.
Yeah.
And that's it. Call it a day.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of quick updates. It's a little bit more fun, a little bit more casual.
Yeah.
But the issue with it, I'm like, is it going to cannibalize Instagram? Because people are posting short form content on there and they're posting photos. So it's like, where do you decide to post
Yeah.
your content? I wonder if it's going to get to a seamless point where it's sort of like how you can just automatically share to Facebook
Yeah.
when you post on Instagram. I wonder if there'll be an option to post to Threads as well.
Yeah.
So you just shoot your
Is
content out to
Threads
one.
like as aesthetically pleasing? Because I feel like that's part of Instagram's like pool. Like it's so.
It literally looks like a Twitter feed.
Okay.
Like it is. So we're looking at it right now, and this will come out on Monday. So I'm sure a lot of people already look at it. But yeah, it's literally a Twitter feed. But yeah, you can post photos, you can post videos. It's a little bit interesting to me how that'll work. I wonder if you can just like try and see if there's already an integration to post to. You can recommend on Facebook. Yeah, so I don't see anything to share directly to Threads as of right now.
Gotcha.
But it is going to be interesting. I was very skeptical at first about the app as well. I was like, this is what is happening. And then I saw the response from everyone.
Yeah.
And I think it's because people are already on Instagram. I think literally the best thing that they could have done is not like, you don't need to make a new account. They made it so easy. It was like, you just download the app and you're already on it. You don't have to set up your profile. You can literally just transfer everything over. I think that's
I will say that that's a game changer, because like, I mean, even like personally speaking, like when new social media apps come out, like especially I feel like working in social media, I'm like I'm on it all day long. I don't want to go. It's another thing to do. Like Be Real. I never hopped on the Be Real train.
Yeah,
like
I
I'm
never
just
got into
not a
that.
Be Realer. Because I have to make a whole nother download an app, make a whole nother profile. It's just like a whole thing that I'm just like, I need to not look at my phone.
Yeah.
But if it's already all made for you, then like that's so easy. Why would you not download
That's a
it?
Right.
no-brainer at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, it kind of is. I could see, I think because when Elon took over Twitter, I don't think it created a bump in users.
No.
I mean, it didn't make me want to sign up. I was like, I'm indifferent. I already don't care about that platform. This isn't going to make or break anything because I don't use it. I don't want to have to go and make a new account. It's a pain in the ass. Got to sign up my email, the whole thing, do the damn confirmation. So like, I just knew I didn't really want to do it until I was like actually forced to do it, to view a tweet or whatever, to watch a video on Twitter. So then, but now there's literally no reason for me to be on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this will literally be the death of Twitter.
Mhm.
And then I wonder if they'll migrate from the Threads app to Instagram, because I could see it potentially cannibalizing one or the other. It's weird.
And I feel like since Instagram is already such a popular platform that, that's only going to increase the, probability that Twitter's just going to go away, especially with Threads being in it.
Yeah.
Because if everyone's on Instagram most of the time, like they're going to be on Threads as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already bouncing back and forth.
Mm.
I wonder how it's gonna. I mean, we're definitely gonna have to get our clients on Threads
Yeah.
for sure.
I wonder how it's going to work for like influencers and creators.
Yeah.
Like because I see it more so working for like restaurant, like those type of businesses or like product-based businesses
Yeah.
or like that are like businesses that you already see on Twitter, like the McDonald's or the Wendy's or whoever. But like, I would never follow an influencer on Twitter.
Yeah.
I guess comedians,
Well,
like
I
you
think
follow
comedians, but I think
or celebrities. I would follow celebrities on
Right.
Twitter.
I think the big thing is that it's already an Instagram app, so you
Yeah.
can just
Right.
pull your followers over or who you're following over from Instagram to Threads. And then I think it just changes the way that people talk. I think like you're going to get those influencers. I've already seen them post on Instagram and they're like, I'm over on Threads. Come join me and we'll have conversations. Because it's supposed to be
it's a
more
more personal ability.
Yeah, it's all because I guess the point of it is you start like a thread with someone.
Yeah.
So you put out your tweet, essentially. I'm just going to call it a tweet because that's what it is.
Put out your thread.
That's what I know. Like, you put out your tweet and then people respond to that. And you can, respond back to them and like have a conversation. And then all of a sudden you have this conversational thread with these people you would otherwise not have other than like the comments on an Instagram post. It's kind of interesting. I'm looking at like if you're a restaurant and you're posting, I don't know, it's more of like a comical thing right now. I think that's how a lot of people are getting traction. It's just like almost posting like memes in a way.
Mhm.
But you could start asking questions to people like, what was your recent experience like? And you could have a conversation with someone about that.
Or it could be cool. I'm thinking of like ML Rose right now. Like you could get feedback of like, what do you want to see on a future burger of the month?
Yeah.
Because people don't really respond to that kind of stuff on stories anymore.
No.
People
No,
are
they
over
don't.
it.
Polls are
Like,
kind of done.
yeah, everyone's just kind of like, eh. So I could see that being like an interesting conversation piece.
Yeah. And then like on the influencer side of things, maybe not like massive influencers, but there are certain creators out there that I look at, maybe in like the videography world, where they'll post the question box on their story and they'll say, ask me questions. And, people throw their questions out there and they respond with their stories and they share their gear, equipment, how they film something, what they're doing, all that stuff. I see that working really well. On Threads.
Or like when celebrities do like an Ask Me Anything.
Right.
Like those are the stories I respond to or the stories I watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are always very interesting.
Yeah, I love this. I love a little celebrity gossip.
Has a celebrity ever answered your question?
No, never.
Yeah, I've never had that happen either.
I wish.
Who's
That'd
the
be
last
really cool.
celebrity, if you can remember, that you asked a question?
Kelsey Ballerini.
Nice.
Yeah. I asked if she was coming to Nashville or Knoxville for a show.
Nice. Do you ever respond to a celebrity like they're like someone you know?
No.
You've never.
And I judge people that do.
Well,
Like
got your judgment.
when people like comment on like Kim Kardashian's post, like, oh my gosh, she looks so pretty. Like she's not gonna see it. She's not running her Instagram account. Like I think I know because I have like run an influencer's Instagram account before at my previous agency. I'm like, she's not in those DMs.
Yeah.
Like she might be once in a blue moon. Like, but especially comments. Maybe she might be in the DMs.
Maybe, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
The amount of
they are not in the
like
comments.
they're getting so many notifications.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have time for that.
No. I love commenting.
And they also
though.
don't care if I comment and
Yeah.
say like,
Right.
hey,
No, they don't.
you look pretty. Like
Yeah.
they don't care what
They don't care.
I'm doing in Nashville when they're
I've
on
loved
stage
it though.
somewhere.
Like I've had comments go viral and it is like my favorite feeling in the world where I'll just like throw a comment on a post and it'll get like 20,000 likes.
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking go. That's awesome.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
That's intense.
it's a lot of fun.
Look at
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
What kind of comments are you commenting?
There was one post that went like super viral, like one comment that went super viral. And it was this guy did like a skit. He was like, this is what the show Ridiculousness is like. And it was like whatever. He was like just making fun of that show. And I commented, it was such a stupid comment. I said, this show comes on just to go to commercial. Because if you've ever watched Ridiculousness, it literally comes on and they're like, welcome back to
So
Ridiculousness.
true.
And then it literally goes to commercial immediately. You're like, I haven't even watched the damn show. And they're going to commercial. That's just modern TV, like unless you're streaming.
Right.
And it got like 80,000 likes.
Oh, wow.
And I was not prepared.
That is a good comment. Like
I wasn't even prepared.
Great point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll go famous on Threads. If I could
Yeah.
just take that energy and put it into Threads,
Yeah.
maybe this will be my big break.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wonder if Maddie will embrace it.
Oh, I don't know. Maddie should.
I could
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah.
I think she should. If she just started, if she started threading off like
yeah.
her brain, just what's going on inside, like just her random thoughts, that would be great. I would love that. Maddie's life.
Yeah. A day in the life
Day
of
in the-
Maddie.
Yeah.
Like what goes on in the brain.
Yeah, because I mean, just like when she because I'm sure, I mean, she just starts breaking out and dance randomly.
Yeah.
She'll just start doing her thing.
Uh-huh.
And we're all like, what do you think? What is going on?
Yeah.
Or she'll start singing. It's like, just take that energy and just make it random.
Put it on.
Yeah.
Put it on Threads. Put it in a thread.
Yeah. Put it in a thread.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the wording will be, describing how to thread something.
Yeah.
There've been a lot of puns.
Maybe there's like a needle. Like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking like sewing, like a needle and
Right.
thread
Right.
type
Thread,
of
yeah.
situation.
Get to the point kind of thing. I don't know. I put one out earlier. I said, thread lightly, everyone. Kind of like tread lightly.
Oh.
That's good.
Because people were wilding earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a wild world. So one of the questions that we got was, what are the key social media trends and strategies for small business owners in 2023 to drive meaningful results and stay ahead of the competition? We kind of touched on that a little bit just because of how often it changes. And now there's literally a new app out there that's going to shake everything up and completely change that. So I would say, just be open.
Yeah.
If you're a business owner trying to figure out what the hell you should do on social media, don't think that whatever you put together is the end all be all thing that you need to do because it's always going to change. And I say that to y'all a lot where it's like, hey, just because we put together a content calendar doesn't mean that we have to live and die by those posts that we put together.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we should actually just use them as a guide and create new content as it comes up and get stuff out because we need to do that.
Yeah.
We need to stay fresh.
I love when like companies are relatable on social media. Like I Love Wellness did a post over the weekend and it was like screenshots from like famous rom-coms, like inserting like Love Wellness products. And it was just so well done. And so like, I just love when any type of company does something that's like so relatable or so like, okay, like that's a product I would buy. That's a movie I would watch and kind of marries the two together.
Yeah.
And it's not so like cookie cutter product shot. Like it's someone made it in Canva and it's like, it's not so like buttoned up.
Yeah, when it's too polished, it's almost impossible to relate to
Yeah.
the product or service you're trying to promote.
Yeah.
So being as real and authentic as possible, like that goes a long way,
Right.
especially in 2023.
Yeah, it really does. I wonder though, because we are so like biased.
Yeah.
Because we're
That's
on
true.
social, we work in the industry and like
Yeah.
we're creating these posts.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's part of our job to know what works well and what fits a brand's vision, voice, mood, tone, all that shit.
Yeah.
But I wish that I could like almost remove myself completely and just be a consumer because now like how I approach looking at a brand now is so different than I feel like the average person because I'm like, ooh, their branding is really nice.
Oh, definitely.
I guess it all comes into play. Like if you're that's why they have nice branding. They're trying to appeal to people.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Cause like there's Athletic Brewing's a non-alcoholic beer company. They're like really blown up like crazy. And they're like one of the most beautiful brands I've ever seen. Like beautiful branding. Their social media is really polished and like it just looks really great. But I really like their mission as well. And I guess that just speaks to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I like, I don't know, like is that because I also like the raw kind of stuff as well.
Yeah. It's hard because it depends on the consumer. You know,
Yeah.
like some people really love, you know, to see a beautiful grid, to see, you know, just beautiful photos of products. But then some people, you know, they don't really care about that stuff. You know,
Yeah.
they just want to see real, authentic content, just raw.
Right.
Yeah. I like the
Which-
brands that can do like a perfect mixture of both.
Yeah.
That can like you go to it and they've got a really pretty grid or they've got a really pretty feed, but then you like watch the content or look at the content and it's like relatable and quality content. I think those are the brands that like I'm attracted
For
to.
sure.
Yeah. How do you go about convincing someone that matters? It's kind of
That's a good question.
it's kind of a bomb right
Yeah.
there. But that's a big thing. I mean, we get hit with it all the time. Clearly we know it matters. Clearly we know the value of social's impact is massive. It's
Yeah.
they all play an integral piece into like a business's marketing strategy and just overall business. And that's why our company kind of blew up during the pandemic, because we like businesses were like, oh shit, we've got to be on social. We got to be online. We got to be digital. That's how we're going to reach people. So we know that the impact is real, but how do you explain that to people that still don't understand that, you know, maybe a polished grid works, or maybe that carousel of randomness that you'd be like, if you look at it and you're just, I don't want to say older. I don't want to be mean to older people, but like you look at it and maybe you're just not in tune with social and you don't understand it. Hell, you guys send TikToks and I'm like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what is going on.
Which
like
is weird because like you should be in the TikTok prime.
I should be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I act like I'm 78 years
Yeah.
old. I don't understand it. But like the Grimace milkshake thing, that's
I never saw that. I have a very niche TikTok.
Yeah.
I do too.
I like my TikTok is a lot of restaurants, like restaurants traveling and then like dating stories and like
Ooh, I don't get the
like
dating
just
stories.
like girls
interesting.
talking.
Nice.
Girls
Interesting.
shooting the shit. But it's so interesting that like how people's social media, like how, especially TikTok, like how different
Yeah.
everybody's algorithm
Yeah,
is.
that's true. But then also, have you guys seen the Grimace thing?
No,
At
I
all?
haven't.
I haven't, I've heard about it, but I
It's so
haven't
weird.
actually
Yeah.
seen the
It's
like
like-
trend.
I guess it's so random. And by the time that this podcast is going to come out on Monday, it's
So,
Thursday,
yeah.
it'll be long gone. People are going to be like, why are they even talking about it? I think it died earlier this week. Like, I don't think it's a trend anymore. But they come and they go. And then also, it's so weird. It's like people are like, hey, have you tried the Grimace shake? And they're like, no, I haven't. And then they try the Grimace shake from McDonald's and then they like die. And there's like purple milkshake coming out of their nose and they look like they died, like an episode of Stranger Things or
Oh,
something.
wow.
And like, who did that first?
Yeah.
How and why?
Like why?
It's
I
wild.
don't get it.
The trends are so wild. There's one right now that's like, it's like the 3 pictures on TikTok and it's like 2 like really sad things, but you're like a smiley face. It's like me when my dog died. And then it's like me when I like got an F in a class. And then it's like something like really, really small that's like you shouldn't be upset about, but like that's your saddest
Yeah.
face. I get hit with those a lot right now.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So trends are weird. I guess if I were a McDonald's social media manager and my boss came to me and they were like, what is going on with these Grimace shake? What is happening? What is this trend? And like they would be mad. I would imagine it's, you know, maybe they're mad. Maybe they're like, what is happening? I don't like this trend. Like if I were the social manager and I had to explain that to my boss, I'd be like, well, Grimace sales are up.
Yeah.
Because everyone is buying them to recreate this trend. We have millions of people posting on TikTok, going to McDonald's, buying 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shakes to make this video, and sales are up. Who cares? There's no such thing as bad press. Like we have all these viral videos promoting McDonald's Grimace's birthday. Like it's so like, hey, there's your proof right there. There's your social proof. Sales are up. That's their end goal. That's what they wanted. It wasn't exactly what they had in mind. They thought it was going to be this like, oh, we'll celebrate Grimace.
yeah.
Who the hell is Grimace?
Yeah, like who is he? Like,
who is this purple
yeah,
dude?
like is he from like Sesame Street or
I
something?
don't know. I guess like
yeah.
in like the 80s or something, Grimace, and this is going to date us, I suppose, to some of these people that are like, it's Grimace. You guys should know who Grimace is, but who cares? Like, I guess he was this purple dude. He was a McDonald's character. and he was purple, kind of like Barney, I guess. But
Yeah.
he was like a grape. I don't know what the hell he was. No clue. I knew Ronald McDonald, the clown. That was it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't know there were other
Mhm.
ones.
And
But he
Ronald McDonald's a little freaky looking.
Oh, so creepy.
Yeah.
That
I've
was
never
so
been a
weird.
fan.
No, clowns are
I don't
weird
like
to begin
Clowns,
with.
I'm out.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if they bring him back, God, TikTok's gonna have a field
Yeah.
day.
Oh, yeah. Dude, there was
Um,
also the clown. This was like several years ago. This is way before TikTok. This is when I was in college. But there was like a clown thing happening on Instagram.
like all the
sightings.
clowns like chasing
Yeah.
people with knives.
It was
That
a weird clown situation.
Yeah, it was a really weird. And I think that was big on Twitter.
Yeah. There was a documentary. Tangent. I'm going to go down that since we're talking about clowns. There was a documentary I watched. I can't remember where it was. Hulu, maybe? But it was about like that happening. And it started with this guy. I feel like it ended up being fake, and I don't want to sound like a fool, but I remember the documentary was really good. And he apparently would dress up as a clown and scare kids. And like it became this
Like,
thing.
why?
Like
Parents
literally
would, well,
why?
like parents would pay, they would say like, oh, you know, you gotta be careful, Bozo the clown or whoever, maybe not Bozo, I don't know who it was. They're like, so-and-so the clown is gonna come and get you. And people that would make their kids that were acting bad, like freak out and they would stop acting bad. It's kind of like when you would say Santa's not coming. You know, if
wow.
you keep acting bad, Santa's not gonna come and give you toys. Instead of that, it was, hey, there's gonna be a clown that comes and kills you. It's super
I
toxic.
would be scarred for life.
Yeah.
Like,
I just feel like that's some childhood trauma that
I
people
think
were
so.
going to have to work out later in life.
I think it ended up being like a fake documentary, but I swear I gotta ask Bailey about that because we watched it and I remember being like, "This is insane! Like, there's
Yeah,
no way
that's
this is real."
interesting.
And I think it ended up being fake, but maybe not. I also like someone
Yeah.
fact check me here because I'm just tangenting out. But yeah, that was wild.
yeah.
So anyway, that's how I
I
would.
feel like we went on a long tangent. We didn't answer
didn't
your
answer the
question,
question, yeah.
of like, how do you prove that it's
just
like,
it's all insane, you know? It's like you
Yeah.
have like something like Grimace, it's like it's all beneficial. Like you're
Yeah.
selling more Grimace shakes because they're not even necessarily making fun of it. It's just a weird trend. You know?
Well,
So
there's
that's-
that in my PR classes in college. We were talking about like the myth there's no such thing as bad press, which like there can be bad press. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't
I
want to be
agree.
Tom
Yeah.
Sandoval right now, you know, like
I don't know who that is.
Vanderpump Rules.
Don't know what that is.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm. Yep.
Sandoval.
oh yeah.
But like, I feel like with social media trends like that one, there's honestly no such thing as a bad social media trend because if you're McDonald's, you hop on that, you do some kind of like video of like all your workers doing the trend, or like you get some celebrity to come endorse the trend,
Yeah.
and you get with your marketing department, you get really creative of like, how can we spin off of this? How can we spoof off of this? I think there's bad press and there's bad
Mhm.
Right.
PR,
Yeah.
but
For sure.
is there really a bad social media trend?
Yeah. I mean, one of my favorite things about social media is the fact that one video can completely change the course of a business.
Yeah.
And it can also like
Absolutely.
very much hurt it. Like I'm not going to get political and talk about it, but Anheuser-Busch is out $30 billion because of
Yeah.
Yeah.
one marketing campaign. It wasn't
Yeah.
even a whole campaign. So 100% there is some bad press that can
Mm-hmm.
happen and whatever. We'll leave it at that. But I look at like, what is the pizza place here that Barstool, Dave Portnoy did a pizza review at here in Nashville? Wasn't Nikki's Coal Fired? What? Oh, God. Oh, I'm gonna blank. Anyway, he did one of those pizza reviews at a local restaurant here in Nashville, and I mean, I think they're still sold out. Like
Wow,
they
really?
are constantly like line out the door,
Yeah.
always busy. And I remember they did an interview talking about it. And it may have been during the pandemic where they were like struggling. They were like, this is like, we're not, do you remember what it was?
I
You live here.
don't know.
Why am I'm blanking? I'm blanking. Sorry, folks.
I feel like there's so many pages, especially on TikTok right now, that are sharing all these like must go to restaurants in Nashville
Yeah.
because so many people are new here.
Oh, it completely changes
2023.
it.
You know,
even now, like living here for 4 years, like there will be new restaurants that I see on TikTok all the time that I like send to my roommates, and I'm like, we've got to go try this place because it's just
it's almost overwhelming.
yeah,
It
there's
is.
so
it
much
kind of is
to try.
especially if you're going to a new city and then you're like, you know, say you're traveling to Charleston or like Austin or somewhere and you're like restaurants in Austin or like restaurants in New York City. I'm planning a trip to New York. And so I'm like restaurants in New York. And it's
that's
almost
a tough one.
overwhelming
there's so
with like
many.
Too many
how
options.
much there is out there.
But it's like these videos come out and it can it's changing these businesses because people want to go
100%.
check them out.
Yeah.
They see how fun they look. They see how good the food is, the drinks, the atmosphere, the vibe, the branding, whatever it may be. And they want to go. I want to go. We all want to go. That's it. I mean, I use social media as a search engine to find places that I want to support, places I want to buy from, places I want to go eat at, stay at, whatever it may be. Airbnbs. If I like find a cool Airbnb on Instagram, I want to go stay there.
Yeah.
Versus just like scrolling through the Airbnb app, you know, you can book directly through people now, and that's becoming a big thing with vacation.
I feel like
rental spots.
Airbnbs are very much a thing of our time, like our generation.
Yes.
Like my dad was saying that this weekend, we were talking about it, and he was like, I just can't get on the Airbnb train. He was like, I just like all the amenities that come at a hotel.
Yeah, my parents were the same way.
I get that. But it's also, well, now with like all the fees on Airbnb.
The cleaning fees
It's
have driven me
ridiculous.
away so many times.
It's so
like
stupid.
$400
Yeah,
extra.
it's crazy. Well, you'll look at it and you're like, oh, okay, $130 a night. This isn't bad. Like, I'm excited. And then you go to total and it ends up being like $1,300. And you're like, how? This is a 4-night stay. I'm not great at math, but this math isn't math in here.
Yeah.
What is going on? So, and then, it's just all the fees. Airbnb take a $300 fee. The cleaning fee's $800. You're like, what is, I haven't even, how do you know it? Like, is
How
it
do you
really
know
going to
how
be?
dirty it's going to be?
Can I hire my own cleaner?
Yeah.
And come clean? Like, what are you talking? Like, this is ridiculous. So then, now you have the people that you just book directly through these websites. And my brother and sister-in-law do that. And they, they have a awesome, beautiful house in Colorado. It's called the Nar Ranch. And it's just like incredible. And they just book directly, through their own website and everything. Cause it's like, whatever, and they find their audience base on Instagram and other places, and it's great. So it makes them more money. It's cheaper for the people, and it's just a win-win. So you have a lot of that going on. Still don't think we've answered the question.
No, we haven't. But I have a controversial topic.
Let's hear it.
That I would like to bring up because I would like to know y'all's opinions on it. Because we were talking about famous families over the weekend, and obviously the Kardashians got brought up. You know, the Kardashians are very controversial because people are like, they're famous for nothing. But they're like, all of those kids pretty much run extremely successful businesses.
For sure.
And I said, Kim Kardashian is the reason I have the job I have today.
Oh, wow.
That's an interesting point.
Because of how she transformed Instagram.
Yeah.
No one was using Instagram like the way we use it today 10 years ago. Like, no, like back in 2012, 2013, like you were just posting some random pictures with really bad filters.
Really bad filters.
Oh, the filters.
And Kim Kardashian's the one who kind of helped monetize it because of what she was posting.
Yeah, we all probably have that family to thank for a lot of social media. I mean, they're like the OG influencers, right?
Yeah.
Like they're
For sure.
those kind of people. So without influencers, love them or hate them, you got to thank them because they keep these apps alive and they keep pushing trends and creating trends. And, they're allowing businesses to have a platform to post on. I mean, like I was going to say, like if you had a app for like specifically restaurants where you could like, it was like a social media specifically
almost like
for
an
restaurants.
LTK, but for restaurants.
Yeah, like I don't think it would really do that well because it would be like scrolling on Yelp. I don't know too many people that do that, which I know people do. I'm not hating on all the Yelpers out there, but I don't think it's that. I mean, I would go to someone, like I would go to a restaurant's Instagram before I went to their Yelp. I would too.
100%, yeah.
I'm going to check their Google. If they have positive Google reviews, I don't see the need to go to Yelp.
Yeah.
So
It's just so much more convenient to
Yeah.
see the Google
Mhm.
reviews when you're like looking into a business versus having to go to Yelp and look on a whole different platform.
Right.
Or
It's just
even
right
like
there ready.
reading the comments on social media.
Yeah, it's a big
Like,
one. Yeah, I agree with you. I think, when you have a big figure like that, I mean, it was just doing something different,
Mhm.
It was like, let's figure out how to, if I post on this app and I'm wearing, this shirt or I'm using this makeup or whatever, and I tell people to use it, my audience is going to support that.
Yeah.
They're going to do
Right.
that. And they did. And then that changed, then once businesses were like,
we can utilize
why
these
can't-
people.
hey, Kim, you use our lipstick all the time, or
Mhm.
maybe she had her
Yeah.
own, I don't know, whatever. But, and they were like, post it. And
Yeah.
then they saw massive spikes in sales because of it. I mean, it's the same thing with like TV in a
Yeah.
way. It was like, when people saw, I loved like Robin Big or Rob Dyrdek's Fantasy Factory, like MTV, those shows, if you guys know
Oh,
those
yeah.
shows.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
more of the Hills, Laguna Beach
Yeah.
type of MTV girl,
Yeah.
but I get what you're
But
saying.
like Monster Energy, Red Bull,
Yeah.
like those things, like I, as a young kid watching those shows, I would be like, oh, I got to go drink Monster Energy. Red
Yeah.
Bull.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like when you
Mhm.
now see an influencer wearing some cool shoes or whatever, or
Yeah.
someone cool that you like, or creators using gear, whatever it is, whatever is in your world, 100%. Yeah. So I would say we probably do owe her a lot.
Yeah. And
of
I feel like
gratitude.
influencers are such a great way to show a business how social media can grow a business. You know,
Yeah.
it's hard for businesses to understand social media when they don't see the effects of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But when you see an influencer and how much it can grow a product or a brand, it's a
Mhm.
lot easier to understand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the thing. Like the way that we explain it, it's like a correlation graph, right?
Mhm.
It's like, all right, well, let's take your sales, your total sales, whatever, before working with us, and let's look at them after, or a year from now, whenever, because it's a snowball effect.
Yeah.
Nothing happens overnight.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's the chance that your Grimace shake is going to start
Mhm.
trending, and all of a sudden you're up in sales because everyone wants to recreate this trend. That might happen. It might not. Odds are it's not going to happen if you're just like a local restaurant to a city. It's a rare thing. But it is a snowball effect where it's like it'll grow and it'll grow and it'll grow if you're doing your job right. And that's the whole point. You obviously have to be moving forward, whether it be more engagement. I would say always aim for engagement. Followers don't necessarily mean too much. I would say just like aim for engagement, and you will see a correlation between your sales, your engagement numbers all going up, because the more money you put into marketing, the better.
Right.
Even if you're running just awareness-based ads, everyone's like, oh, they got to be conversion. It's like if you're running awareness-based ads correctly and you're increasing your engagement, you're directly engaging with your target audience, responding to comments, you're messaging people, you're hopping on threads as a business, and you're jumping into conversations with people that live in your area talking about Nashville things to do. And you're like, hey, we're in the Sylvan Park area.
Yeah.
No, you're looking.
Mhm.
Someone just threaded, what can I do in Sylvan Park? Holy hell, I'm so bored. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm here. Come check us out. Next thing you know, they're posting on their Instagram story that they're at your restaurant because
Yeah.
they're in Sylvan
Right.
Park, and they're like, oh, that's cool. I like that they engaged with me. That's really neat. It's just another level of engagement. There's your customer right there. There's your ROI.
Yeah.
It's just a matter about how you use it and having smart people running it and creative people running it,
Mhm.
because there's always a way that you can change your business.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of using it in the right ways. We've had a conversation previously on the podcast about hiring in-house or an agency. I
Yeah.
think we did have an episode on that. We've done a lot of these things.
Mm-hmm.
We've done like 60. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But that, you could work with an agency, you could go in-house, I don't remember what we said, but there's pros and cons to everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like the biggest thing is as long as your engagement's going up in the audience that you're trying to reach, your content's on brand. I think relatable. I think that's the biggest thing that you
Yeah.
said.
Hmm.
As long as you're creating relatable content to someone, it's going to make an impact over time,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
big time.
I think creating shareable content that's like, and I think that goes back to the engagement piece, because
Yeah,
sharing is a
exactly.
big part of engagement, but like sharing, creating content that people want to engage with.
Yeah. That answered one of our third question, which was how can small businesses use storytelling techniques to create authentic, compelling content that resonates with their target audience? So, I mean, like we pretty much covered that in this whole conversation, but just be engaging. Just post. If you have something that's like really fun about your business, lean into that. If it's your team being super social and talkative and engaging, but lean into that. Make it, if there's someone who's really funny on your team that can spark engagement, Maddie, post it. You know, just put them on camera.
Yeah, people don't recognize Maddie.
Maddie is famous in the Renaissance world. So just lean into those things, build your brand, build your audience, build your voice, test like crazy, create a month of content in a certain way. If it doesn't work and you don't like it, or you don't see an increase in engagement, don't keep doing the same thing. I think I say that all the time.
Yeah, it's just trial and error with social media. You figure out what works and what doesn't, depending on your business.
Yeah.
Especially with a new client. It's, and like as we onboard a new client and we're figuring them out and what works for them, it's looking and seeing like what hasn't worked for them and like how can we differentiate from that and how can we create stuff that does work. But you're right, a lot of it is trial and error, and not every single post is going to go viral. Not every single post is going to be the post that like gets you 1 million followers or gets you a sale. Like not every single post is going to convert, but it's the like active staying consistent with it because people don't like brands that drop off either.
Right.
You know?
And I think like even having, because I think it's, people have the mindset of like, oh, I just got to get 1 million followers. I got to get 1 million likes, 1 million views on this reel. I don't think that's going to move the needle for your business instantly. Like why that worked for the local pizza place with Dave Portnoy when he did the One Bite, Everyone Knows the Rule review is because Nashville's a massive city with a bunch of people traveling to it, but then a massive kind of barstool fan base in this city. They have a bar here now on Broadway, so it's like of course it worked out. Also, he goes to all these cities all the time and reviews these places, so he has a massive audience. So like all these places,
a platform that performs.
Like all those places blow up. So like I see why that helped. But I saw a video. I'm not going to discount like what this creator did for the company they worked for, or if it was an agency, whatever, because it got 1 million views. But it was what is it called when you do like a cutout of a video and put it over a video?
Overlay.
An overlay. It was the one with Pedro Pascal eating the toast.
Oh, I loved that one.
That was like the funny and then it would be. So the video I saw was like. It was the Pedro Pascal eating the piece of toast, and the background video was someone making like an espresso. And the video was like, or the wording on it was me telling my boss that posting this video will do more than like a professional video or whatever. And it blew up. It had like millions of views. And it was hilarious. And it was like, as a marketer, you have to explain like, hey boss, I know this is weird, but we don't like, we're going to post this instead of this like super professional type of video, whatever. Cause it's funny. It's a trend. And it got 1 million views. Yeah. Like, I don't know if that substantially helped that coffee shop. It got 1 million views and it's hilarious. And like, it's funny. I don't know if it helped in terms of like local reach. Yeah. I don't remember what the coffee shop was. It wasn't a Nashville business. So it wasn't really important for me to like know it, but it was a good video.
That's not content too. That's like going to get someone in the doors. It's just, that's more brand awareness.
It's just awareness.
Exactly. I feel like it'll bring more people to the profile to be like, oh, who posted this? Right. But like getting people in the door, that's a whole different thing.
It's not going to necessarily do it. So that goes back to my point of saying views aren't everything. Focus on the real, like if you get 1 million views, great. But ideally, I would rather have 10,000 people that are local to Nashville see that video versus 1 million people throughout the U.S.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Because someone in Oregon watching the video, I mean, they really travel into Nashville unless they're like coffee shops in Nashville, you know, planning a trip. But even then, I think the content that performs better is the content that's like, I got this to eat and it was delicious, and I got this cappuccino, and you know,
more intentional. Yeah. So mix those trends in, jump on them when you can, and you know.
But if there's
use
not
them.
one that like like, for example, the Barbie trend, you know, when it was like the different Barbie headshots, like that worked for RMG, that worked for our company. That would not work for like our construction clients. You know,
Right.
as a business, you've got to be smart and know which trends work. You can't just hop on a trend to hop on a
And
trend.
that kind of fit our brand to begin with.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, that worked for us.
Yeah. But people following Eshelman Construction, if we did the Barbie trend with Eshelman Construction, like that would be really weird.
It
And they
would
would
have been.
people
Yeah.
would probably unfollow.
They would have.
Not
I
the
would
same
unfollow
audience.
for that, you know?
You would have just been like, this is
This is off brand.
like,
Trying too hard.
yeah,
you
this
know?
is,
Yeah.
it does. It kind of gets to a point where it is like you're trying too hard.
Yeah.
When you see these businesses jump on like every single trend.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you're just like, why are you doing like,
It
you don't
still
need
has
to
to
do
fit
this.
your brand at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, 100%. Make it intentional, make it fit. Don't do it just because everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
Because then it gets lost. And then there was like, I mean, I think Instagram's algorithm has definitely changed. So you're not getting hit with like the same videos back to back to back. But there was a point in time when I talked about it. It was like, and with that, this year's come to an end. I talk about that trend because it's like ingrained
that.
in my mind of like, I just have like literal PTSD from
Yeah.
it. And with
I made a
the
video.
years-
That sound.
Oh my
yeah.
Lord. Well, I get it. I understand it was a
Yeah.
great way to recap the year, but
Yeah.
like, God, like once you get through 20 something calendars and you see it all over social media and
Yeah.
everyone's doing it, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This
You're
has
like, if I
gotta
see
stop.
one more of these,
Yeah.
I'm going to lose it.
Let's
I
get
can't
creative
handle it
here.
anymore.
Yeah.
There has got to be another way that we can recap the year.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, do we even need a year recap?
Yeah.
No, you know,
It
unless
might
there
have
was
been a
something
crappy year
big.
for the business. You
Yeah.
might not want to
Right.
recap it.
Right. Yeah. Come on. So yeah, just be intentional. I think that's as long as you lead with intent, you're good. All right. Final thoughts. Anything?
I think so.
That's
I think
it.
we covered it
so.
all.
We did it. All right. Marisa, we're so happy you're on the team. I'm so happy you did the podcast. We
I'm
love
so
to
thrilled to be
throw
here. Thank
people
you for
on.
having
Yeah.
me.
Of course. It's great. Ashley, congrats.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Congrats to Marisa, too, for
Yeah.
joining the team.
For
Oh,
joining.
thank
Killed it.
you. Thank you. I
Lots
can't
of-
wait to learn from you.
People don't realize, too, the account manager role is a really hard role.
It is.
Yeah.
But you've crushed it already, and we can tell that you're going to crush it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so excited. You know, I'm thrilled to be in a, you know, more of a leadership position where I can be more upfront with the clients.
Yeah.
You know, like I love, you know, building those relationships, and I get to do that in this role.
Yeah, you do. And you get to come up with your own ideas and lead them and execute on them. You get to delegate. We also just hired Haley,
Yes.
our intern, brought her onto the team as a content assistant because she's absolutely killing it.
yeah.
And
Have you been keeping up with the Renaissance Instagram page recently for the past like 3 or 4 months?
Yeah,
She's been the one
she's
doing
been-
it.
Mhm.
She's
taking
crushing
that
it.
over and absolutely killing it, really nailed the vibe and the vision. And now she's working underneath Marisa, and it's going really well. And
Yeah, we're gonna make an awesome team. Like
Yeah.
she's already been such a blessing to work with, and you know our personalities mesh, and she's full of such creative ideas that her and I can just really bounce off one another. And yeah, I'm excited to work with her.
it's great. I'm super happy. I'm super happy to see you flourish in your new role, Ashley, and just
Yeah.
kill it and take over. And I'm excited to do another podcast with you as we kind of run through, you know, our timeline that we have and see how the transition
Oh, yeah.
happens
Yeah.
and see how it goes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
We'll
good.
see. Hopefully it won't fail.
Yeah. Don't quit, please.
Could you imagine?
No.
Just like right now, just
Yeah.
quit.
No, I love job stability.
Yeah,
Job
that's nice.
stability
Isn't
is
it the
very,
best?
it's very important to me. After losing my job in COVID and being furloughed in COVID, I
Oh.
love
scarred for
job
life.
That is
stability.
sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
we'll take that.
Yeah.
It's a win.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening and goodbye.